coming online to have this very important discussion concerning athletics in the Gambian Athletes to be precise. And it's a pleasure to see all of you online. I wish I could have got the entire batch, but I'm sure Zoom will not even allow me to do that. But it's good to see you all. Team captain to start with, Adama Jammeh, Momodu C is Boy America now, Malau, my boy, Bakaw Masi. This is great. Tijan, it's good to see you, Fatso. I'll start with you, Adama, captain. Of course, we'll have to definitely start with the leader. Thank you for having you on this, and I'm sure you are enjoying your holiday at the moment.
Thank you so much, Nani. It doesn't mean that I'm enjoying my holiday, but I've not been feeling well when I came back, so I'm recovering. Like regards to the issue in hand, which is the Olympic, and because our colleagues are there representing us, all the athletes in the country, representing the Gambia at large. So, not being in the Olympic, it was this gathering or sort form of a meeting will definitely boost the morale of the two athletes who are representing us at the Olympic Games. That is Kamara and Gina. So, and then we will thank you also, Nani, for creating this environment to hear from us, and then also for the Gambian people to hear from us, the athletes who are not there personally, but we there, spiritually and mentally as well.
Captain Adama, thank you so very much. I'll just quickly shift to Buba Dabo. Buba, it's good to see you again. We're still in this together. Athletics is in our DNA, and we have two athletes in the Olympics who will be competing in the next few hours. How do you feel as an athlete?
As an athlete, I'm very much grateful. I'm very much grateful as it has been our dream. Every one of us, it has been our dream, but not making it to the Olympic doesn't mean that our dream has faded away. So our brother and our sister that has made it there, we are so proud of them, and we are praying entirely, meaning the entire team Gambia is behind them, supporting them spiritually, mentally. We are there spiritually. Yeah, our physical appearance is not there, but we are there with them spiritually. So we are praying that both of them came out, Allah helps them come out with the result that we are all praying for them to have, at least for the nation, for the good of the nation. Yeah.
Very true. For the nation, they're doing it for the country, not individually. FSO, you're the only female folk in this group, and of course you've lived through it. It's been a long journey. Here we are seeing another two athletes. Last Olympics, we had for the first time two athletes going on with the normal timing. They don't need wild card to be there, and we are also having another two athletes going there. How is the feeling like as a Gambian, as an athlete, seeing our athletes, participating in the Olympics, and of course, some of them even tipping some of our athletes like Gina to reach the finals?
Hey, Nani, and hello, everyone. I'm really happy to stay at this sort of a platform with my fellow athletes. I miss you all now. Nani, being in the Olympic, I think is the biggest achievement athlete can dream of, So, like us, we're not there, but like our hearts and our spirits and our prayers are with all the athletes down there, and we are really proud. I mean, we are really proud. National flag being out there with, like, it makes us like, I don't know, we're happy. Like being a small nation, like 2 million or 1.5, I don't know. And then we are there having those potential athletes representing us, and then we're hoping to see all of them in the semifinals or in the finals. I mean, it's a great achievement for everyone, So for now, I'm just gonna say I'm happy and I'm proud.
Before coming to Tijan, Motsi, let me talk to you. Well, the reason why I suggested that you have to be here is because we've said you are among the uprising athletes, that the country really have hopes in you, and even the senior athletes will tell me, he has the future. And luckily you're under scholarship, having an opportunity that many of the athletes don't have when they started like you did. Here you are, you'll be watching your fellow Gambians compete in Tokyo. How does the feeling like, watching them compete? And what do you say to yourself if you watch them compete?
Okay, I said thank you so much for having me on this platform. I'm really grateful to be here, to be part of the chat. It's really crazy, and it's really important to be part of the Olympic team, to go and represent your country. I mean, being an athlete, the only dream that you have is to qualify for the Olympic Games and then go and represent your country and then yourself. I mean, being here, studying and then training, competing a lot of competitions around here. I mean, wanted to qualify for the games, but unfortunately I didn't make the time. But like seeing Nesta and Gina qualify.
Tijan, I decided to end up with you because you were one athlete that I follow keenly. I remember from school days, you were one of those athletes that would leave the inter-schools, our competitions, go straight to the junior championship, went to the senior championship. We were in Senegal together. You've lived up. At some point, many will be asking me, Hana Tijan, dafa bay daw, dafa dem tukki rek bay daw.
First of all, I just want to say assalamu alaikum to everyone and to the whole Gambia, because I guess the Gambia will be watching this. So like all I want to say is that I'm really proud of them, and I'm really proud of my motherland, because these two athletes that you are seeing there in Tokyo, they are very hardworking athletes. They have proven to the country that they deserve it. They have proven to the country that they are, they really want to be there, and so as to all other athletes, we all have been fighting hard. We all have been doing all we can, sacrificing blood and sweat just to make the Olympics team to Tokyo. All what we are fighting for is the same goal, is to go and represent the Gambia, to make sure that Gambia is there in the map in Tokyo. So all I want to say is just to wish them good luck and to pray for them, and and just want to let the Gambian people know that these two athletes that are there, they are very hardworking athletes. They have been working all year round just to be in Tokyo. So we really need them to join hands together with us, the athletes, and everyone. We pray for them so that they can achieve what they really went for.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Tijan. I'll now allow you all to unmute your microphones. Let's get into the discussion properly. It's going to be a chit chat, and feel free to speak any language that you want to talk, address the public on. Adama, I will start with you. Come back to you again. I just want to say this. How will you gauge the level of athletics in this country, the Gambia, knowing that before the last Olympics, when we for the first time had standard qualification, there was you and Gina. Before that, it used to be on wildcards. What does this really mean in the future of athletics in the Gambia?
Well, Nani, it's really promising, because if you look the way athletics is moving, we are on the right track. The Gambian athletes are on the right track to make changes for themselves. In 2016, before the Olympics, I had some interviews with journalists, and I have mentioned it there that the Gambia is going to pass the times of going to the Olympic with wildcard. We need to be there with qualification, and that happened in 2016. And this year also, this Olympic also, Gina make the qualification. Yes, even whereas Kamara goes through the wildcard, but his performance is really a classic one, I will tell you, because he did a timing that it's only Swaibu in the Gambia who have ever done it in the Gambian history. So, and then he kept repeating it almost 3 times. in a row in less than a month, which is really I can tell you that I'm a proud athlete on the side of that, because if you see your colleague doing what only a single person have done that in a country in athletics, I can tell you that the Gambian athletes on the side of athletics are on the right track to make changes for themselves. One thing that Gambia should really work on, it's the grassroots athletes. Yes, for the previous years, we all started athletics when we go into school, and not much concentration is on the side of that area. But the other thing is also, I think the private sectors have to come on board to support these athletes. I watched Kamara's interview, and then there's something that he mentioned, that athletics is one of the fastest business ever on earth, but depending on if you know how to do it, because you cannot just invest, let's say $1,000 on an athlete today, and tomorrow you want to have $2,000 from that athlete. It's like you want to use that athlete. So the Gambia supposed to the Gambians supposed to help these Gambian athletes to make sure that they said, okay, it's not only about us, it's not only about the name, but this person is an ambassador for the country. He is selling the country, because we cannot both sit in the offices. Look at Tijan, look at Buba Dabo, look at Motsi, Fatso. Where are they all? They are all in Europe. Why are they there for? Because they want to do something for themselves. Doing something for themselves doesn't mean that they are just greedy because they want to have the money, but they are there because they want this country to feel proud of being the Gambia that we all belong to. And the road that they take is hard, because you never know what you're going to have in the future, what you are going to encounter there. Yes, even me being an athlete, sometimes there are some obstacles that you will find that, look, why am I doing all this for my country? That is why most of the athletes will just say, let me just quit athletics and go and do something else better than killing myself. And then also I think the another thing that might also help, and I know it will, it's creating so much leagues in the country, like what Senegal is doing. Let us try to have our league competitions. Let us have, even we don't have so much clubs, but there can be 2 months, each 2 months at one competition, or every month one.
No, I want to comment
that
here.
really
I want to believe that there are clubs, because the last time, just 2 months ago, I was in Brikama. I watched, in fact, most of these athletes from Banjul and Serekunda left for Brikama, and they joined in different clubs and competed. If Brikama can do that, if West Coast region can do that, you know what I mean?
Yes, that's what I mean. I said if there are not much clubs, because there are clubs, even in the province, there are clubs that are really doing those competitions for themselves. So what I mean is, because there is only one national track in the country, so this is the only place that one can go and do something for yourself, where at least, even it's not recommended, it can be used as a form of a pre-competition, because in athletics it's divided into 3 categories. You have the season, you have the preseason, you have the pre-competition and the competition period. So like Kamala and Gina, as of now, they are on the competition period. They should not do much of heavyweight or whatsoever one's supposed to do in training. So these are some of the things that will really boost the morale of the athletes, because if you see so many athletes leave the country, Gambia, to our neighboring country, which is Senegal, only to compete and come back to Gambia, meaning they have the love of athletics in them. And most of them pay transport for themselves. Who is giving them back the money? Some of them are helped by their club, but some of them pay transport for themselves to go and compete and come back. And then those athletes are the very people who will make this, classic performances for themselves. So because like, me, Buba Dabo, Tijan, EFSO, we have been in Giraffe. I remember, we used to do our own things in Giraffe. We struggle there. We do so many things for ourselves, Nani. Some of these issues, I did not need to mention it on the social media, but we have gone through that this younger generation will never go through. We did so many harsh things to make sure that we eat, even in Senegal, but nobody heard of it. What are we? Why are we doing it? We are doing it because we want to see a better Gambia, and this is what we are seeing today. We have struggled. You can ask EPSO. She is a lady. You know, when you tell me that, I tell you that I want EPSO to be Olympic because, you know, who feels it knows it.
And it's been a very rough journey. And I want to say that it's like you people sacrifice for the younger generation coming, because I don't want to believe that Nolan Jar, you know, the younger generation will go through it. No, and I think things have really changed a bit. You know, but if you want to have more athletes in the Olympics, it used to be on wildcards. Now we are having the qualifying standards. If we want to have more athletes representing us in the Olympics, particularly 2024 in Paris, what should we do? Lan nga foog na loolu lañ war a def, fan lañ war a dooree pour aga foofu and have more athletes.
Nani, for Nani, Adama conclude na everything. Like, Adama, you guys are my agree. So, smoto ma'am, you display. You tell some agree.
Okay, go on, yeah.
Nani, for Nani, Adama conclude na everything. Man, muna tuma say arts and lenen. Luma si yo correct. Muna ama artist something, you know. Because ñu luñ that ñun suñ generation bi ni ñun ñi comme ñun ñu fi nekk ak comme ñu fi nekkul ak ñu nekk Tokyo ñun suñ generation luñ daj si athletics ñu nekk si suuf ñun bëggu ñu daj ko so ñun dañ koo daj nga xam ne ñun suñ fi jógee ñun suñ ñëwee yow naa ne yow yow da ngay ñëw foofu pour seet si ñu pour interview and everything. The reason why ñun ñu jógee foofu ñoo toog si Europe bi is because of loolu number one, because struggle bi was real. Yeah, you understand. So da nga gis ne so gisee nga dama join si meeting bi Adama and boys yëpp ñu kontaan pour loolu because they know I was there, and then okay man they know I am like the strongest woman when you come to Gambian athletes. Man luma go through, like nekku ne lu nekk nga de wax si social media or whatever, but what I have been through duma ko ñoom they know. Some of them they know exactly what I have been through. So they call me the strongest. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm just, why you yala bahna. Let's come luñ wara mëna def pour athletes yi mëna am qualified standard for 2024. Nani Gambia, nañ xool comme Nigeria or yeneen African countries, they help their athletes. They camp them. You know, they Paris 24. So fekkene between 3 years ni mun nañu dimbale athletes ñëw leen in a better training camp, and then ñu jàppale leen ñu jàpp nekkul ne comme da nga yóbbu ni ci training camp ci center rek nga bàyyi ko fa. Non, athletics dafa cher. Athletics moo nekk fa ne sport bu gën a seer si world bi, because you spend thousands. I mean thousands loo xamante ne ni si iya bi yow doo ko dee amaat sax yow loo spend doo ko dee am, because soo dawee ay meetings wala comme diamond leagues wala competitions loo dee am foofu noonu munuta sax replace yow li nga spend si at bi. So foog naa ne ñun dañ need support from the government, because Gambian government, they don't support other sports apart from football, especially track and field. Hana come, okay, this Olympics, we are all happy because Minister ñëw na mu ñëw at least mu def something. So ñun dañ happy and then appreciate nañ ko, and then na continue mu dimbale ñu, because fu mu nekk nii ñun ñi yëpp waroon nañoo fekk Tokyo, but okay, reasons and then lii tax mënuñoo dem it's best known to us, you know. But yàlla baax na but before 2020 before Paris 24 nañu gaay jàppale. Gambia mun nañoo am more than 10 athletes ci Olympic, but su fekkee ne jàppale wuñu athletes rek dañoo continuer di am benn góor benn jigéen every Olympic, te ñun loolu dañ bëgg mu change. But nu ma mun a change mooy nu ñoo jàppale athletes yi, ñu jàppale leen ci boor bu nekk. Léegi damaa wax tam comme ñun ñoo xamante ne nekkuñ ci centre bi ñun ñu ci Europe bi gaay gestu ñun tamit, because it's like ñun dañoo Europe rek mu mel ni ñun nekkatuñ def track and field. We are not part of the athletes anymore. ñoom seen focus is those that are in the center, you know. But ñun ñu nekk fii nekku ne okay yaa ngi Europe rek, okay you are a professional athlete or you are international athlete or whatever. No, we need support from them, because of loolu noonu moo ñu mun a motivate. All of us can qualify for Olympic, but we don't have support, and we need that support from the government, and especially from the private sectors. Gambia, GA and GNOC cannot do everything for real, so we really need help to qualify for 2024. So am nañ 3 years ahead nañ try ñu dimbali athlètes yi America am na camp dëkk yu am camp bari na nañ camp athlètes yi comme journaliste yi tamit in Gambia génn gars yi di taxawu athlètes yi ak yeneen sporting events yi Gambia bari na sporting events nañ di génn ñuy taxawu Gambia xaw ma athlètes yi ñu def sport yëpp not just football.
You're right. You're right. I'll come back to you. Buba Dabo, you're also in the Europe. You know, if I number Europe, and then you were representing Gambia, but Kabe it had a Furunda Sweden. I don't know why, but come Galia for Yamin, we can have up to 10 athletes if we are prepared for it for Paris 2024. But Nyanta Munkela. That's what I want to know, and that's what Gambians know. You are the athletes, who feels it knows it. Nyanta munekela, ninlastako athletes also. By the near Jube, honestly, one thing I have to be honest, I sometimes ask myself, why can't we have our own national championship? But perhaps maybe you will have a different view. Can you unmute? Unmute, please. Okay.
Okay. Intela jero to dal. Adama, I think if so, like they've yeah, be for the fighter. Intela mira lo mumuntinum. Itel mo fulo yole faram fanchi mole sainte pour mole faham yang karam fete so and Gambia. Yeah. And Gambia anyanta tamala osilo lama Africano sa come Adama ya pada mbita global lama found the same thing. Like we have a lot of clubs right now in the Gambia. Every person is trying to make his or her own club. Yalang porque athletics ya ta nyato. Africano sa. And come like Federation of Anata Bekela no Federation they've been doing very much well. Africano sa but at least if ananya take a blow join deal domandin dorong presage dorong quality ñaata domondi malfe kana sa Gambia nita fenne la mu yalon ko na atek sur manya travel kata Senegal kata compete malfe kana sa until the country it's very small but alliance totally no muna Senegal so wala and with the number that they have ila population a warta nyawnya alliance also fenne rota len le bental la dinni wol ka bola from nowhere they electronics yet amazing time where mu yalon ko dunya fa be la Africa be la jahal first example mbata la jumala mbata la Tijan Keta you from nowhere atatale akita munete African youth record holder ala first competition Isaac Jones nyol jibe kabi fana be like a youth level what they did yeah and comme nim ko be count la at least jamal mu yalan ko tambita wo level lo kan asiatale Keba Johnson ñul be tamita wo that level la ma afrika yesu ma sede ñol modou njaay ñol ma afrika mo jamal taje wolle silo pe pour ntel fana na la pour na silo pe ban tel fana na silo munta wala gëna difficult non tel la ñing groupe ñi kelka ñing groupe mum foyete ñing that generation multa 2012 kata fo 2016 mulbe nun Dakar ya fa wolle munta ya pefle pour dinne wol mul kana so may kana bata anu wala silo munta ya tinal bi Gambia ni aji comme tel bota jele nala tel bi jaltel mu yalo bara ala jibe dinne wol mu yalon ko sante ne inspire how many kids mu yalon ko sante ibe athletic star as their career they believing that they can do something because of what because of us body malon tel tata pain mun through for be ala en sambananjang yayele and doesn't mean that no come nata Europe like na career part no come there are challenges mu yalan come wole face kan so wole mol hold below mal take understand and come FSO mum for ko ibuka be for social media but we are not giving up and my plan for na mind phone kon pour give up nalo na come be futala jile because monekata de na moja mal de bulasu dinngol mu yalan ko ne inspire ni bulasu le mal take understand nimman wo goal ning nimman ta fonna achieve at the end of the day we will dream from falal because munekata wolentel tala as their mentors they are looking on they are looking up to us so I believe that every person outside here and every one of them are doing their best. I'm telling you, everyone is doing amazing results. Ila progress pitakan every single day, but they have challenges and they need support.
I hope coaching a change no demanding because right now we have the sports levy around for the first time. In fact, athletes member Tokyo have admitted even Kapi Juve said this is the first time that we are seeing that amount of money given to athletes going for a competition, a major competition. This is for the first time. So I hope it will continue and the money will increase as well because you need motivations like that financially to help these athletes, not only during the competition, but towards the competition because the preparation is also very important. So before you come, I just want to involve Tijan quickly. I'll come back to you shortly. Tijan, you can unmute now. You were one of those uprising athletes that were, talked about in the country. You hold the record for the junior 400 meters or 800 meters, if I'm right. You can rectify me on that. But here we are. 400 meters, exactly. Here we are, you are in Spain, in Sweden, I don't know. We have not heard about you, of recent. What were you up to? What are you up to right now?
Well, Nani, I'm still active as an athlete. I'm still on the ground. I'm still training. I'm still competing like any other athlete. But like how my colleagues just said, I think in all this, the most important here is the motivation, and I think that is what is lacking in Gambian athletics. Motivation, like what Buba just said, is not just to give someone a tap on the back, but at least to give them something that they can be able to be someone important in the society that they are living. You understand? Because you cannot expect an athlete to travel all the way from Gambia to any other country whatsoever, come back to the Gambia, and after 1 month or after even 2 weeks, you cannot even have, a transport to go for training and all those things. It's really sad, you understand? So at the end of the day, so what athletes do is they have to go out and look for a greener posture. And how are you going to do that? You have to go out of the country, because in the country, maybe you cannot have it, so you have to go out. So that's what leads to many athletes leaving the Gambia going out. So when you come here also, it's not like in Gambia. Here you have to start fresh. You have to start, it depends on the country you are. You have to start learning the language. You have to do many things. So when doing all those things, it hides you from athletics. So people might think that you are not, doing athletics, or you don't want to do it anymore, but it hides you. You understand? Because it's really tough and challenging decision, and it's really tough and challenging journey. So I think what the government have to do for Gambia athletics is to at least try to motivate them, try to help them, because if you look at it, we only have one track in the Gambia. So you can have clubs, but if you don't have league, it makes no use. And it's not fair for only athletes in Combo to have access to the track. What about athletes in the provinces? All those athletes too, they need track, and they cannot be traveling all the way from the provinces to Combo to train, just to train in the track. So I think we have many football pitches in the Gambia. So I think we should also have the same in tracks. We should also have tracks all over the Gambia, even if it's gonna be even 3 or 4, because Gambia is a small country, so we can divide them among the regions in the Gambia. And I think that's in that way we can motivate athletes. In that way we can help athletes, because there are a lot of young athletes in the Gambia, that have a dream and that want to make it in athletics, but without any support, without any motivation, it's not really going to help. So for me, in my case, like I said, I'm still active, I'm still running, I'm still competing, but the problem is like here and Gambia is not the same. So you have to focus on yourself first before any other thing, because at the end of the day, there is life after sport. So if you don't focus on yourself, there might come a time that you might regret. Yeah, so I think that is the only thing that I
agree
have to say.
I agree entirely, 100%. Due to time constraint, Motsi, well, among this batch of, the crew on the Zoom, you are among the youngest, I would say. I'm not sure you've done it on the giraffe days and stuff, but you've also been traveling. You've been traveling to Dakar, competing. It's unfortunate with the Gambian athletes that you'd have to train here, and go to Dakar to compete because there are no competitors. But you're in the United States now, and what's the difference like, compare it to Gambia or Senegal?
I think ñun ñëpp xam nañ ne naka la mel fii nii because you go to school compared like me. I'm at them school, and then I have to go to practice like 6 a.m. in the morning, and then at 3 p.m. the more of them practice, and then between those hours, the more I make classes. So if we like school we at track, you have to be good like in both. And you're not good in the academics, do muna am finish scholarship. Then that has a school. You have to concentrate both in athletics and then in academics. So like training bunyeka di am fini and then training in the Gambia. So comparison, it has a huge difference. Everybody will know about. But the level of the coach is like same level in Nakala Lufini. Like you have more qualified coach than in the Gambia. You know, in the Gambia, like so content 1, 2, or 3 only qualified coaches here in Gambia. So with that, so speaking and qualified coaches you have maintained there in the Gambia, because we have raw talented athletes. Athletes then they came from nowhere and then that time you have maintained Magis are doing there now. So for some you know fake young a very good coach and in a very good administration. Guy named Muna all nakala nyo bole hale you know at least pour Muna boss and performance to high expectation. Fini, I mean we compete like every weekend when you compete, but due to the COVID, Munio a lot of competitions because we need COVID, especially in New York, COVID with for living for Hunal. So we are restricted to travel. So India travel is gonna be like within the area. India gonna travel outside of the state. So Lolo no Boka na Silubari lo Hamantini bring that down swing performance because we have to go travel out of the state for Muna compete at least we're in the same level. Yeah.
I don't want to engage you much, you know, on it because, you know, other guys, you know, by you tete and see, but you know, I can tell you the country is really relying on athletes like you know, opportunity go car mashallah, you very ñu fi nekk yëpp amuñ ko ñëpp dañ struggle carry 6 million ak 4 million dañ ko doon fay guddi di travel jógee Dakar ñëw Gambia you know after competitions but so bëggoon ngaa wax dara si lu gaay doon wax earlier on.
waa ni man génn ma suñu dee jël car de man flight laa dee jël.
man flight yow nga doon jël carry 4 000 ñoo la carry 4 000
man flight laa daa jël uyu ma li ma doon bëgg a ñëw in mooy comme loo wax ne xam nga Aliou wax naa ne right now ñun we are happy comme ministre bi lu mu def xam nga comme wax nga ne sa ñu nekk Tokyo and kat mi admit na ne ministre bi this is the first time we come in di joxe that amount of money.
Yeah.
So ñoo xamante ne maa ngi gis on Facebook, Instagram, on other social platforms ñoo xamante ne they don't know anything about track and field. They are bloggers or whatever, journalists, whatever. They're criticizing the minister, saying, okay, minister bilum joxe dafa ndaw, warta joxe li, warta joxe la. I mean, this is the first time lu joxe muy ab musta am because Gambia ñun ñëpp xam ne suñu allowance 10,000 la 20,000 50,000. The highest was 75,000. So ñu demee ba 150 ñun dañ happy ba pare minister bi ñëw involved because ñun suñu allowance si génn si bi la daan jógee. So minister si war a step in joxe allowance ñun dañ happy ñun te dañoo gërëm minister bi waaye na gën a yokkal loxoom mu gën a dimbali athletes mu jàppale leen nañu gën a jàppale because ñun we can have comme ni ma ko waxee rek more than 10 athletes ñu nekk si Olympic Games yi but we need help from the government and from other private sectors ñoo xamante ne ñu si dëkk bi di jee and di jéelo si mënuñoo def yëpp.
How important is it to organize, like Tijan said earlier, on national leagues, you know, at least to compete twice a year in this country? I've seen our athletes going to Dakar every time competing and coming back. How important is it for us to organize our own, you know, national championship, you know, led by the GAA, you know, making sure that we have younger ones that will be prepared? Because competitions in this country is only from the school athletics, I mean, inter-schools athletics championship, which for the past 2 seasons, you know, we're struggling because of COVID, you know, but how important is it? That's my focus, because looking into the wider picture, most of you, the athletes, we are spotted from the inter-schools, you know, rose through the ranks to where you are today, but how important is it for us to have this national championship?
Well, Nani, it will be more than being important because Being an athlete only training without competition is like, having a car without a battery. So, it's the reason of Gambian athletes going to Senegal. It's because of the competition. If an athlete can pay transport for himself or herself to go to Senegal only to compete, you think if that athlete is having that competition here in Gambia will go to Senegal, he or she won't go, because one, you're going to save time, you're going to save your resources, and then it will also boost the morale of the younger generation of athletes. And then the other thing is, just as EFSO said, it's not only about competition, because there are other issues that also need to be addressed, because we need to have our own electronics, which is very, very expensive. But then, just as we always do, EFSO, we can we, we can use our neighboring country, Senegal, so as to give us a backup for an electronic before we have our own. Because there are semi-electronics that can cost about $3,000, which at least the government can come on board to support the association. And also, as my colleague said, we will definitely have to thank the new minister, Honorable Baji. He have done what he's supposed to of being a minister of youth and sports, because in youth and sports you have to be there for the youths. You have to know how they feel, and being an athlete in the Gambia is very, very hard, Nani. Some of us, being officers in the country, sometimes you have to use your own monthly salary to make sure that you use that as your transport each and every day to go and train. At the end of the day, what did you gain? Zero. And then these are some of the athletes also who will train for the whole year without having a single competition. And some of these athletes are also from a very poor family background. Most of them, I can say 99%. So I remember there are times that me and some of my colleagues have to pass by the National Sport Council to beg for transport, even you have $10. There are so many good administrators at the National Sport Council who sometimes will give you $10 for you to use as your transport. I will not mention names, but I can tell you that there are few that I can tell you that I'm really proud of them, because they have been so supportive for the athletes. And having those championships in the country, Nani, I'm telling you that most of the athletes will not go to Senegal to compete. And then the concentration supposed not to be given only to the athletes in the center. Yes, the athletes in the center, they have scholarship, but that scholarship comes with criteria. It comes with budget breakdowns. It doesn't mean that if somebody is having a scholarship, he is having all the life by him or herself. There are so many things that an athlete needs to buy for him or her own self. It doesn't have to be from the center. And these are not the only athletes who the Gambia is really relying on. There are so many athletes in Europe who are there not because they want to go, but they want to make sure that they make changes for the Gambian athletes. Let us not see that they are in Europe, they are working, they are having money. No, they all have their own difficulties. Europe is not like Africa. When you are in Africa, you can just go to your neighbor and just tell the person, can you please give me $50 here? I want to go and trade. But in Europe, who are you going to? You can't go to anybody. You have to, and then I will tell you, some of the stadiums are paid for an athlete to train. Some of these coaches in Europe, you have to pay them for them to train you. Your physio, you have to pay your physio. So if you are not having that work that you are doing in Europe, Nani, it will be very, very, very hard for you even to do your athletics career. The reason of you going to Europe is because you want to excel. You want to make changes, being an ambassador for your country in athletics. But support supposed to be given to all athletes, despite. And also, I will encourage my senior athletes to motivate this younger generation of athletes. I can tell you, just as my colleague said, our targeting is Paris 2024, and I promise that we will have so many Olympians within us. Yes, I am an Olympian. Yes, Gina is an Olympian. Swabi is an Olympian. Nesta, yes, he's having that OIL now. But then you can have EFSO in the next Olympic tour. You can have Tijan, you can have Motsi, you can have Bubadabo, you can have Z, you can have Lance, and other so many athletes in the world. And there is one girl also in Europe, So there are so many things that need to be put in place. But just as my colleague also said, the GNOC and GAA cannot do it all by themselves. There are other countries are supported by their government. I remember in 2016 when we were going to the Olympic, when the Senegalese athlete told me that we were giving 6 million CFA, I was like, what the hell is going on? 6 million CFA, if you calculate that by now, it's $400,000 plus. How much did we earn of being an Olympian at the Olympics? You cannot compare yourself to other countries because of the fact that the support is not the same.
Comme Adama nu ko waxee yëpp noonu la ñun ñoo nekkoon Sénégal ci centre bi understand nga an xam nga rek comme ñu nekk foofu noonu xam nga gars seen onda understand nga am ñoom Isma nga foofu noonu ñoom Buuba Daabo ñoom Adama Jammeh understand nga ñoom Omar Jammeh ñu ñëpp ñu doon xool ñooñu like ñu doon use ñooñu as comme suñ naka laa ko waxee comme suñ motivators because dañ daan jàngal lu bari si gars yi understand waaye comme gis nga ñun depuis buñ tukkee génn Gambia ñu ñëw fii understand a lot have been happening understand so foog naa ne at least lu ndaw foog naa ne at least su dee nit ki nga yëg ko sax understand is important because man amoon na time bu nga xamante ne nii understand like bu iya bi starté man doon train man doon prepare pour def Olympic standard understand I was working towards that so in between ma am a very serious injury ma am pour talk for 4 months ma am tendon Achilles injury ma talk for 4 months te fii ñu gis ñu daw outside Gambia yëpp ñoom ñëpp am nañ chance am nañ opportunity pour mun a change nationalities waaye soo gisee ne most of them change ko wala soo gisee most of dawkat yi ñu ngi si Europe bi fii nii ñu ngi still think of Gambia because dañ xam ne ñun foofu leen jógee man tey su ma deyee ñaanuma yàlla ñu suul ma fi man damaa ñaan yàlla ñu yóbbu ma Gambia suul ma Gambia parce que man foofu laa jógee so fii soo gisee tey ku nekk fii nii yaa ngi focus di xalaat Gambia still because of yow foofu la saxol bi nekk waaye comme nekku ne exemple athlète bi su tukkee rek kooku du dawalaat Gambia non it's not like that fii nit su tukkee kooku dafa dem pour dem uti kon ni ko Adama waxee da nga dem pour dem place bu nga xamante ne nii foofu nga mën a tawee 9 wala place bu nga xamante ne nii foofu nga mën a tawee looy tawee understand Gambia am nañ coaches am nañ stadium fine good waaye loo gis si àdduna dafa am step am na fu nga xamante ne nii soo fa demee da ngaa am lii soo ko demee fii am na ku la ko daaxa so fii nii soo gisee ñu ñëw fi tey ñu pour ñëw make sure ne suñ taw bi ñu mun see gën a prosper ñu gën see mun a taw time waaye man dama feel ne dañu négligent ñun mi nekk fii nii man loolu laa feel because su dul dara foog naa ne ñun deserve nañ anything lu gars di def ñu contact ñu musuma déglu any press conference or anything certain athletics in Gambia dégguma gars wax about athletes yi ñun mi nekk fii nii dama dee follow Gambian Athletes dama dee follow everything understand musuma dégg anything lu demee noonu yaa understand so foog naa ne loolu noonu dañ ci war a work on bu baax because Olympics nekkut lu nga xamante ne da ngaa toog dama bëgg a dem Olympique nga dem Olympique non Olympique dafa need lu bari dafa need mental physical preparation and Olympique da nga ko dee prepare 4 years balaa Olympics nekku ne da nga dee toog ba 1 year nga dem prepare Olympics yi non waaye gis nga Gambia billaay wala tala at bi dama toog ma ne ñun lu tax ñun nekkuñ si 4x1 world relay bu romba ñun Gambia am nañ opportunity pour nekk si 4x1 world relay bu romba ba xoolal mu si ñaata la nekk di daw right now America Adama ñaata la nekk di daw right now Nesta ñaata la nekk di daw at least yu bari ñi ngi daw time so at least yooyu yëpp soo leen jëlee ana Sénégal mu ngi daw a good time in Sénégal recently ak France soo jëlee at least yooyu noonu yëpp nga camp leen a proper camp nga prepare guy for a proper 4x1 da nga dee mun a am loo bëgga te pour dem Olympics pour athlète bi mun a qualify 100 meters wala 200 pour dem Olympics da nga am pour am proper relay team bu ko rek because nga relay team soo ko amee athlète leen dee bëgga compare between them because ku nekk daf dee bëgga try mu nekk si 4x1 team bi so pour nga join 4x1 team bi da nga am pour daw lu gaaw So dawlu gaaw boobu noonu da nga am pour proof ko yow sa personal events yi sa 100 ou sa 200 loolu moo laa mën a defloo si team bi so loolu noonu dafay dimbale athletes yi mu mun a make timing so dañ war a work on our relay too much nga relay suñ ko liggéeyee Gambia mun nañoo dem si relay bi ay world championship yi nii yëpp mun nañ faa dem so man dama just feel ne rek comme dañ war a xam nga focus on yooyu noonu rek xam nga focus on all athletes nekku ne comme individuals like 1 2 3 or 4 no we can have many Ginabas in Gambia. I'm telling you this. We can have many Ginabas, but we have to focus on them.
France 24 is in 3 years. See, and then sorry. Next year we have like 4 big international competitions. We have World Games, we have Commonwealth Islamic Games, we have World Indoor. So, and then we need to participate see championship, you know, and not participate. We need support. But community, then you want to understand, okay, athletics, sports in general. Human life is not all about sport. We have our own life, you know, because people be New York Olympics, you know, then qualify for them, you qualify for them. They should just stop saying, why are you not in the Olympics? I mean, what kind of question is that? You qualify for them, and then but the family you come understanding, track and field is individual event. It's not like other sports. People coming for you, telling you, yeah, hey, I was hoping to see you in the Olympics. Well, sorry, I'm not there. Why are you not in the Olympics? You know, come the family you haven't any. Come giselo mama yoma, giselo suma maram them because qualifying for them. You qualify for them, you move. But being personal. So ne ñaanal ñu fa nekk right now yàlla may leen ndam ñoom ñëpp fu ñu bëgg a àgga ñu àgga fa and then ñu def wonders ñoom even right now dawaguñ sax but country bi yëpp ñun ñëpp ñu ngi behind them and then dañ proud already so nañ dimbali nit yi xam nga yaa fi nekk yaa di go for me so create la athletes go for me next year am nañ more than five big championships yoo xamante ni dañ ko war a participate so and then we really need support from the Gambian full day.
You guys also, I wish you all the best of luck. After Olympics, I just hope that COVID goes away very soon. You know, we go back to the track, start traveling, you know, injury-free to all of you.
Inshallah,
and, yeah, and there are a lot of competitions before 2024, a lot of competitions on the
Thank you, Nani.
You will all be there, you know. I want to see you in the Islamic Games.
Let's focus on focus on 4x1 team and 4x4. The relay team is very important for your country.
Really,
and
right,
we
right.
have the talent and we have the athletes to make it.
You know? Motso, are you still, I mean, are you sleeping?
We just
party hard.